Right there, broken side rail on both sides. Huge beam sticking up off the deck is a tow post. Tie lines around that, run them to shore, hook to a team of horses or oxen. That team pulls this ship through the canal system to get around Niagara Falls, about a 30-mile journey. As we continue to drift, we're going to go over a couple holes. First one is the foremast hole. It is 3 feet in diameter. The mast that stood from that hole, 110 feet tall, made out of a white pine. Directly behind that is the bilge pump hole, 12 inches in diameter. From that location, manually pump water from the hull of the ship. Then we have the front or forward cargo hatch, one of the loading areas for this vessel, followed by a narrow opening right down the center. About 4 feet away from that hatch, there's going to be a beam running across. Centerboard trunk starts right there. It is built into the hull of the ship. Raisable centerboard would come up and down inside that trunk. Centerboard 40 feet long, 8 feet tall. We're over the caved-in deck area now. It's where the salvage company dropped a log boom through the deck of the ship so they could send the hard hat divers down to get the high-grade iron ore. They weren't concerned with the integrity of the ship. Their main mission, get that high-grade iron ore. Hard hat divers, guys with a great big brass helmet, leather suit, air hose running up to the surface, and hopefully his best buddy up there pumping him some fresh air, because he'd spend hours down there loading chunks of iron ore into huge buckets, and then they would hoist it up. Gravel-like substance you see on the deck of the ship is remains of the salvage operation. Next is the aft or rear cargo hatch. It's another loading area for this vessel. Yep, you can see it right off the side there. Our next opening is about 20 by 20. This is the cabin area. You're going to see large beams down there in the dark water. Cabin floor rested right on those beams, recessed into the hull of this ship by about 4 feet. You can see a piece of broken side rail here, 55-foot piece that was broken off by divers back in the 60s. Prior to 1980, divers would tie off right to this shipwreck on a windy day. They snapped that side rail. Small hatch right there, primitive ladder went down to the bottom of the vessel. Halfway down the ladder, you could enter the cabin area. Then you have the rudder post, metal steering mechanism used to guide the ship. And then right out over the stern itself, looks like you can reach up and touch it. That is 6 feet below our viewing wells. I'm going to swing around and drift it again.